Hello, Chuck Koplinski, film critic for the Illinois Times here at the Route 66 Film Festival. I'm here with Morgan Mead, director of My Name is Jerry, and Zach Baliva, the co-producer of the film. Neat little movie, gentlemen. I really enjoyed it. Very much about choices and second chances and transformation, and I always love those types of things. Where'd you get the idea from, and then how did the script come about?
At the time, I was actually working with producing the film with a couple people that were actually door-to-door salesmen. So I thought, man, this would make a great story just to kind of portray them a little bit.
They still exist. Door-to-door salesmen still exist.
They still exist.
Wow.
Selling legal services and insurance and all kinds of stuff door-to-door. They were no longer on the project, but it kind of spurred the whole thing and gave me the idea for the script.
Zach, how did you get involved, and what does a co-producer do exactly? I mean, are you like a glorified gopher, or what do you do?
I'm still trying to figure out what a co-producer does exactly. On this film, it was a little bit of everything. I mean, I was brought in by the guy that wrote the movie, my friend David Hamilton, and he and I worked together on ER at Warner Brothers, and he went to Ball State, which is where Morgan studied, and our actor Doug Jones went there, and that's kind of how they got the university on board. And David said, hey, we're going to go make this movie, and I know that you know how to do some of the stuff that I don't know how to do. And my role was really handling a lot of different things, from bringing in talent and filling crew positions and negotiating and dealing with contracts and logistics and making sure we have a crane there at 3 a.m. to shoot the high shots that we need the crane for, or else the DP would kill me. And just kind of wrangling every moving part that's involved in such a large production.
It sounds like you got to do everything no one else wanted to do.
It's a really good description for it. And then I had, thankfully, a lot of students and other crew members helping do the jobs that I didn't want to do. So there was a little bit of a trickle-down effect, I would say.
I think officially his duties were to pull off miracles.
All right.
So, yeah,
that's what a co-producer does.
So, the film, like we were talking about, is about change and about, in a sense, redemption as well. Have you guys either had to deal with something like that, where you come to a crossroads and say, I got to make a change here? I mean, because it's so much easier to just kind of go along, and the character doesn't do that here.
Yeah.
We were talking about that a little bit last night at the, we had a sort of festival party last night, and it is one of the themes of the movie, and I think that's why it makes it so relatable, because everybody has experienced that, I think, to one degree or another, an important decision that you have to make, or people that sort of help change your perspective a little bit. I think it's a memorable experience when it happens, and it happens to our lead character at least once or twice in the movie.
And I think everybody should kind of self-examine and reevaluate their lives and kind of change course every couple of years, and just, it does nobody any good to just continue on this course that they've charted out and continue that way. You have to look in the mirror and change every now and then.
And that's part of what makes it a compelling story too, and My Name is Jerry, is because you see a guy doing just that, something that most people are used to doing. He's taking a big risk, and so I think it's easy for the audience to root for him. You want this guy, he's very likable, and you want him to succeed in the big risk that he's taking. I think that makes it a compelling story.
I think you're right. I'm assuming that Doug Jones was easy to work with, because he seems to come across in the role, obviously, this is a change from how we usually see him. He seems very, not so much, he's sympathetic, but like you say, in a movie like this, you need to have that everyman feeling, that guy that you can relate to, and he really brings that out.
Yeah, he really does, and he's super easy to work with, and this is the third or fourth time I've worked with him on a film. The first time was on a short film when I was still in film school. But yeah, that's why we were both kind of excited to do this film. Is he's a great actor, and he's really great to work with, and he can bring so much to the role, but he's always covered in so much makeup in all his roles. Right. So we both, we were just dying to get him in a role like this, where he could just showcase what he's all about.
So how has the film been received at other places that you've shown?
This will be our first festival screening. We had back in May a screening in Muncie where we shot the film, and we kind of expected maybe there would be 30, 40, 50 people, and 800 people from the community showed up. And as you can imagine, it was a really fun night. It was really cool for we had a big student crew from Ball State University, so I think it was rewarding for them to get to see people react positively to all the hard work they put in. When you're on set 14, 16 hours a day. You don't know if what you're doing is going to cut together and be funny and be moving
Right.
and be successful. And to be at an event like this or our earlier screening and see people laughing at least some of the right moments and you know, cheering at others and,
Yeah.
and being affected by the dramatic moments, you know that at least some of what you did worked, and we kind of got a couple of unexpected laughs and parts we didn't know.
Right.
We said, hey, we didn't know that was funny, or we didn't intend for that to be funny, but it is.
There was
And I
a-
think that's the most fun part for me, is seeing those kind of unexpected reactions.
There was a couple of people at the screening that actually cried during moments, and I thought, wow, I didn't realize that we had some tearjerker moments, but
Don't tell them what I did.
yeah, but it's always good to see like total strangers reacting to your
Right.
film, because you know you kind of expect your family and friends to be like, "Hey, good job!" you
Right,
know?
right.
But when it's total strangers and they're like, "Man, I was moved," then you know you did something right. You know.
Well, we'll be interested to see what the reaction is tomorrow night. Zach, Mark, and Doug
Morgan.
Jones will be here. Morgan will be here. Almost made it. We'll be here for the screening tomorrow at the Route 66 Film Festival. My name is Jerry. It's a good one. Hope to see you there.